Hi everyone, welcome to Hillcrest Tennis YouTube Live. Today we are going to be discussing our practice. How do we approach our practice and what are some of the things that we can focus on and how we can improve our practice, especially in these months where we have a little bit of a off season. So it's really time to improve those practice skills and some of the technique and also some of the just basic rallying skills that we need to build on so that we can become better match players. So first off, I'd like to talk about like how I, as a coach, approach a clinic or how I'm approaching this fall, especially with our block time starting. I really like to really kind of map out how I kind of envision each clinic. And so the last few weeks, I've been watching these webinars from the USPTA. They had their virtual world conference, and so I was able to really expand my knowledge and expand my ability as a coach, and kind of rethink how I approach certain topics and certain practice sessions. And so, but as a coach, how I approach a clinic is I really try and think about who my audience is and what are their needs and what are their goals in regards to their long-term goals coming up in the spring. And so really I want to make sure that they have a well-established understanding of good footwork, getting yourself into position so that you can hit the correct ball, and really focusing on that contact point, because if we have a variation in our contact points, that's really going to affect our consistency and our ability to rally and to keep the ball in play. And so therefore we can't run effective drills if we're out of position and we're not hitting on with the correct contact point. And so I really want to make sure even small half volleys Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. Sorry. So anyway, so I like to approach each clinic with what would be the goals for the people in that clinic, and but I really like to establish a strong contact point, and making sure that they understand and have a strong base of making sure that they're in position so that they can hit the correct ball to the correct spot. At that point, I really like to make sure that that they have the ability to rally cross court. Cross court is so fundamental, but it's also neglected and misunderstood, especially by recreational players. Typically, we think that we have to change direction, but really we need to keep that ball cross court, nice and steady cross court, and low in certain instances. So being able to have that skill set. And also, and then the next thing would be to make sure that they have a strong rally ball so that they can stay in the point and a building block for that rally. And then also being able to hit the outside angle so that they can pull their opponent off the court. And then also being able to hit the deep lob, that high top spin lob, deep if needed, to neutralize their opponents. So being able to be flexible and have variation within your game is really how I try and approach a practice. Is how can we build on those basic building blocks and those basic fundamentals, and create drills that will help build those fundamentals. Okay, and then also, I also like to make sure that we have a strong net game. So doing a lot of volleying, a lot of drills that would help help you as a player understand that coming to the net is in your best interest, and to come forward and to have both players at the net. So establishing a strong net game, a strong baseline game, so that you can transition towards the net is really an important concept for me as a coach, to help my players understand and have that ability and that flexibility to be comfortable at the net. And then I also like to make sure that we have a strong fundamental with our serves. Everybody has a different stroke, but really being able to make sure that we're holding serve a high percentage of the time. If we're constantly playing catch up, if we can't hold serve, then we're in some real trouble. So really trying to establish a strong understanding of holding serve really can help. If you can hold serve most of the time, then all you have to do is break serve. And to me, that's the easier part, is breaking serve. So really making sure that we have that strong foundation with the serve. So, but one thing that one of the speakers at this World Conference that I was attending, they really talked about how to change your mindset when it comes to point play. And they talked about kind of for coaches to teach people a new mindset about holding serve 81% of the time. 4 out of the 5 times you should be able to hold serve. And so, it's we really, if we can, like I said, if we can establish that understanding that if we can hold serve 4 out of 5 times, all we have to do is break serve one more time and we've won the set. So okay, so they talked about the percentage of the winning percentage based on score. And so what I like to do when we're playing points and how we've structured our practices, I really like to play points towards the end of the clinic to try and implement what we've discussed. And Craig O'Shaughnessy, he talked about the percentage of points won based on your score. So if we talk about if your score is 15 love, it's a 90% chance that you will win the game. If it's love 15, it goes down to 65% of the of your chance of winning that game. If it's 30-15, it's 89%. If it's 40-30, it goes to 91%. If it's 15-30, it's 57%. And 30-40, it goes down to 45%. So really trying to see those percentages and how they affect how you approach each point. And so being educated in understanding, like, okay, I'm down love 15. I still have a 65% chance of winning this game. So it's not the end of the world. If it's deuce, I have a 74% chance of winning the game. So it's really an incredible statistic in how you approach your practice and how you approach match play as well. And so I really want to thank him for really bringing to light these statistics, because as a coach, it really makes me think, okay, how can I structure my practice so that my players can understand that, you, based on the score, you have this percentage of chance of winning the game. And so it's not the end of the world if it's 30-40. Yeah, it's below 50%, but it's not 0%. And so one thing that I like to do, and we would do this in college as well, is we would start our games at either love 30 or 30 love, and you get only one serve. So creating these opportunities to really change that mindset and how you approach your practice, how you approach points, is really crucial. But as a coach, we really want our players to be thinking out on the court, so that we're not mindlessly playing, and really looking to control the point, thinking outside of your little box, but really trying to see what's going on the court and how your shot affects your opponent's shot, and how it's going to affect your partner if you're playing doubles as well. It's really my goal for me to instill a play to win mentality by using certain drills, by using certain fundamentals, so that we have that confidence going into our season, so that there's no doubt that we understand and we've put ourselves into certain situations, so that we know that we can that we're not out of the game based on the score, because we have a certain percentage still of winning the points. So anyway, I hope some of this information helps, just trying to see the viewpoint from a coach's standpoint, and how we like to structure our practices for our players, and also just really trying to instill our players to think and to have that high tennis IQ, and create opportunities for them to win. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here next week. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.